Welcome to the deep dive. Ever wondered why navigating nonverbal cues across cultures feels, well, tricky sometimes?
Oh, absolutely.
It often boils down to this hidden rule book everyone else seems to know.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're actually cracking open one of the most precise rule books out there. We're diving into a system where respect isn't just, a vibe you give off.
Right.
It's measurable, like down to the degree of an angle, timed by the second. We are talking Japanese etiquette.
It's exactly it. We're looking closely at ojigi.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Japanese word for bowing.
Okay.
And based on the sources we've looked at, ojigi isn't just a gesture. It's practically a language in itself, a really sophisticated one.
A language? How so?
It's this critical, nonverbal way people express social hierarchy, gratitude, respect, even apologies. It's fundamental.
And what gets me is how much social weight hinges on, physical details. Precision.
Totally.
The whole meaning changes based on the angle of your torso.
Yeah.
And the sources really stress the duration, how long you hold the bow.
Get the geometry wrong or the timing.
And you've messed up.
Big time.
Yeah.
You risk a pretty major social blunder.
Wow. Okay.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. We want to sort of translate this nonverbal language for you.
Right.
We're unpacking the three main types of bows. There's Eshaku, Keirei, and Saikeirei.
Okay.
And we'll define the rules, not just the angle, but that whole time, too. The big takeaway for you listening is just how, mathematically precise expressing respect can actually be.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Mm.
So, ojigi. Think of it like a spectrum, a sliding scale of formality.
That's a great way to put it.
It's not just a quick nod like you might give someone here,
Not at all, no.
This is a system where confusing, say, a 15-degree angle with a 30-degree one could be the difference between a casual hi and, accidentally showing way too much difference or too little.
Exactly right. These three bows we're zoning in on, they represent really clear steps on that scale. Moving from just acknowledging someone's there all the way up to the highest level of formal humility. It's basically a system designed to remove ambiguity about the relationship and what you're trying to convey.
Let's start at the beginning then, the most informal end of the scale. This is the casual bow.
Yep, that's Eshaku.
Eshaku.
Eshaku is your entry-level bow. If you're picturing it, think of it like a very polite nod, but your upper torso gets involved just slightly.
Just slightly.
That's quick, fluid.
So if we pulled out a protractor, what are we talking, angle-wise, for Eshaku?
The sources consistently point to about 15 degrees. 15.
Okay.
It's definitely the least formal category.
And when would you use this? Just like everyday situations?
Strictly casual stuff.
Figure.
Waving to someone you know across the street maybe, or acknowledging a colleague you pass in the corridor,
Right.
or even that little recognition when you make brief eye contact with someone, that kind of thing.
15 degrees. Got it. But to really get how casual it is, we need that other variable, right?
Yeah,
For
right.
the duration.
Crucial.
How long are you holding a 15-degree Eshaku? Seconds. Milliseconds.
It's almost instantaneous.
Right?
Really quick movement down and then back up.
Okay.
Speed is key here. If you actually pause at 15 degrees, it might look a bit awkward.
Awkward how?
Like you're maybe trying to make a casual greeting into something more. Something
Yeah.
it isn't meant to be. It's designed to be swift, polite, minimal, just, I see you. That's the message.
Okay, 15 degrees, basically 0 hold time. Swift. Got it. Now let's climb that ladder.
Right.
Because once you step into anything formal, like a professional setting,
Yeah.
that 15-degree Eshaku isn't just not enough.
It could be bad.
It could signal you don't care, or even disrespect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the standard for daily business interactions and showing proper respect. And that is Keirei.
Keirei.
Keirei is your sort of baseline professional bow.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with clients, meeting a manager who's senior to you, or interacting with anyone who's clearly higher up the ladder, this is the level of formality that's generally expected. It shows you're taking their status and role seriously.
So angle-wise, we're doubling it from 15 degrees.
Up to 30 degrees, approximately.
30. That's a noticeably deeper bow, a much more kind of committed physical action.
Definitely. The 30-degree Keirei is really the workhorse in the business world.
A workhorse, I like that.
Yeah, you'll see it when people exchange business cards, greet potential investors, see off important visitors.
Right.
This is where the message is clearly understood as, I respect your position and I value this interaction.
And the duration. If Eshaku was instant, What about Keirei? How long do we hold this 30-degree professional bow?
Now duration becomes really important.
Yeah.
Because it signals sincerity.
Sincerity.
For a proper Keirei, you perform the bow, you bend to 30 degrees, and then you typically pause. You hold that position.
For how long?
Usually about 1, maybe 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Then you slowly return upright.
1 to 2 seconds.
That brief hold is critical. It's the physical commitment, the pause, that separates genuine respect from just, a rushed, maybe insincere nod.
That 1 or 2 seconds makes a huge difference then.
Huge.
So if I do a 30-degree angle, but I rush it, pop right back up.
Yep.
I'm basically saying, even if the angle was right, I don't really have time for you.
Precisely. You nail the geometry.
But failed the sincerity test.
Exactly.
Okay, this raises a practical question. Say we're in a business meeting. I'm there, my boss is there. We're greeting a major client. How does this work? Do we both just do the standard Keirei? Does my boss bow slightly less deeply than me? Do our bows clash?
That's a really good question because hierarchy is, well, it's always the deciding factor.
Right.
Generally, the person or people of lower status in your gamble, that's both you and your boss relative to this major client.
Okay.
You both likely use the 30-degree Keirei standard toward the client.
Both of us.
Okay. However, your boss, who ranks higher than you, well, in a private setting, just between you two, you might bow slightly deeper to them, or they might receive a slightly shallower bow from you.
Oh, okay.
But when you're in the presence of a superior third party, like that important client, everyone defaults to the respectful standard needed for that person.
So the focus is always outward.
Always outward, towards the person you need to show respect to.
Yeah.
The system's kind of designed to avoid those awkward collisions.
Okay, this is fascinating. We've done casual Eshaku, professional Keirei.
Yep.
Now we get to the really deep end, the maximum level, the most profound expression of humility.
This is where it gets, really significant. We're talking about Saikeirei.
Keirei. Sounds serious.
It is. This is not your everyday bow, not by a long shot. It signals something deeply important. Could be profoundly good, could be profoundly bad. It carries real weight.
And the angle must reflect that gravity. What's the measurement for Saikeirei? Are we talking 45 degrees?
We're moving up to 45 degrees, or sometimes even more. You're bending deep.
Wow.
This is the highest, most formal level there is. The sheer physical commitment of holding this deep angle, it just inherently conveys intense feeling.
So this sounds like the bow you're reserved for, life-changing moments.
Pretty much.
Like expressing profound, heartfelt gratitude. Maybe someone saved your life, or you secured some historic deal for the company.
Exactly. Those kinds of situations. Or, on the flip side,
oh, but geez.
Sincere apologies for a really grave mistake, a major organizational failure that requires a public show of remorse.
So who receives this bow? Like royalty?
Dignitary.
Yes, greeting national dignitaries, maybe top spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
In business, it could be used when one company needs to offer a full-scale, very public apology to another or to the public.
Right.
It demonstrates complete humility. Using it outside of these really critical moments would feel, well, incredibly awkward.
Like overkill.
Definitely overkill. Like, giving a full military salute to your neighbor getting their newspaper just doesn't fit. Okay, so the duration must also be significant for this Saikeirei bow. If Keirei was 1 to 2 seconds.
The Saikeirei needs a longer hold.
Right.
Significantly longer.
How long are we talking?
Typically 3 seconds or more. Some sources even suggest up to 5 seconds could be appropriate, depending on just how serious the situation is.
3 to 5 seconds, holding a 45-degree angle.
Imagine that. 3 full seconds, holding that deep bow perfectly still.
That requires focus.
And the slowness when you return to standing upright, that's almost as important as the angle itself. It shows the respect or the apology is deeply felt, not just, performed quickly to get it over with.
Wow. Okay, so let's just quickly recap the scale we've built. Geometry and time.
Yep.
15 degrees, Eshaku, that's instant acknowledgement, casual.
Right.
30 degrees, Keirei, that's your professional standard. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds, sincere respect. And then 45 degrees or more, Saikeirei, that's a sustained 3+ second hold. Profound sincerity, gratitude, or apology.
You got it. That's the core framework.
Well, that's always a but, isn't there? There's always a but, isn't there?
Well, yes. We absolutely have to talk about the nuance. The execution.
Meaning
just hitting the right angle and holding it for the right amount of time. That's actually not enough.
Seriously.
Seriously. Improper execution, like how you hold your body, can completely undermine the sincerity, even if your geometry was perfect.
So you can do a perfect 30-degree Keirei, hold it for 2 seconds, but still mess it up and look insincere.
Absolutely. It turns it from just a math problem into something more like performance art, high-stakes performance art.
Okay, teach us the art. What are the execution rules?
There are two really foundational rules here. They separate a truly respectful bow from just, well, a sloppy bend at the waist.
Rule number 1.
Keep your back perfectly straight.
Straight back, okay.
The movement has to come from the hips, from the waist. If you slouch or curve your spine, it immediately signals poor discipline. Or maybe a rushed, careless attitude. You have to present this straight, strong line from your head down your spine.
That makes sense. It adds a layer of controlled discipline to the gesture. It's not just bending over.
Exactly. It shows intent. Now, rule number 2, this one might feel counterintuitive for many people listening, especially from Western backgrounds.
Right.
It's about eye contact.
Eye contact, you mean maintain it?
No, the opposite. When you are performing the bow, especially the deeper ones, Keirei and Saikeirei, you must avoid eye contact with the person you're bowing to.
Break eye contact.
Completely
break it while you're bowing down and holding the bow.
Wow. Okay, that is a big cross-cultural point. Because here, a firm handshake, looking someone straight in the eye, that's how we often signal sincerity, engagement, trustworthiness.
Right. Different systems.
So why is breaking eye contact the signal for humility and sincerity in this context?
It comes back to hierarchy and showing deference. Looking someone directly in the eye during the act of bowing could be seen as, well, a challenge, or at least it implies equality.
When you lower your gaze, lower your head as part of the bow, you're literally demonstrating self-effacement. You're showing deference to their position.
So you only look back up when?
Once you've fully returned to your upright position, then you can reestablish eye contact. The bow itself is this moment of, you could say, submission to the social dynamic.
Wow. So if someone from outside the culture tries to be respectful by maintaining eye contact during the bow?
They could inadvertently signal aggression, or maybe a challenge to the established order, even with the best intentions.
The intent gets judged entirely by that physical break in days.
It's pretty much a non-negotiable part of the system, yeah.
Okay, anything else on execution?
One more detail mentioned in the sources is the difference in hand placement based on gender.
Okay.
These small physical details, they just reinforce the overall formality and discipline of the gesture.
So how does hand placement differ?
For men, the standard form when standing and bowing is usually to keep their hands straight down at their sides, palms flat against the outer thighs.
Okay, reinforces that straight line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For women, the custom is generally to clasp their hands together neatly in front of them, usually held low, maybe around the waistline or slightly below.
So even where your hands rest is part of the message.
It is. It signals you understand the whole system, the finer points, and you're executing it with care and discipline.
It really is a multi-layered system then.
Totally. The angle sets the formality level.
Right.
The duration defines the sincerity, and the execution straight back, no eye contact during the bow, proper hand placement that proves your discipline and understanding.
And if you fail on any one of those,
the whole message gets compromised.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you rush a 45-degree Saikeirei bow, even if the angle was right,
you might as well just done a quick 15-degree nod.
Pretty much. The sincerity is lost.
That's really something. We started off talking about nonverbal communication, but what we've actually uncovered is this quantifiable, highly disciplined, almost mathematical system for showing respect.
It really is structured.
So, just to summarize for everyone one last time. 15 degrees, Eshaku. Instant casual greeting. 30 degrees, Keirei. The professional standard. Hold 1 to 2 seconds. Shows respect.
Okay.
And 45 degrees plus, Saikeirei. The profound bow. Hold 3 or more seconds. For immense gratitude or serious apologies.
That's the essence of it. And what's truly fascinating, I think, is how ojigi functions as this incredibly sophisticated system where your intent, how serious you are, is judged by pure physical precision.
Yeah.
If the rules are followed correctly, it actually leaves very little room for misinterpretation. It's a codified way of navigating social distance and respect.
Okay, so that brings us to the end, and the thought to leave you, our listener, with. We've established that Japanese etiquette relies on these incredibly precise, measurable angles, 15, 30, 45 degrees plus, and specific durations to convey exact levels of respect or apology. So the question for you is this. What are the unspoken, but maybe equally rigid rules of nonverbal communication in your own culture? Think about it, maybe it's the firmness or duration of a handshake, the acceptable distance when you're talking to someone, when you're expected to make or break eye contact.
Yeah, those subtle rules we all navigate.
And how often might the intended meaning get lost or misinterpreted simply because we don't have those clear degree measurements or timed holds? Something to perhaps observe the next time you greet someone or say goodbye.